Alright, so we are doing a test makeup for Kyle's film, Welcome Home Nanna. I'm Jason Cope. I am the makeup artist for this. We're going to be trying some old age stipple, which should be fun. Kyle is here as well to observe and make sure that we get done what he would like for the character. And our actress, who are you again?
Julie Howard.
Julie Howard. Right now she is cleaning her face to make sure that whatever... Yeah, it's a good thing you did. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem. She's cleaning her face just to make sure that when we put on the old age stipple that it sticks as well as it can. And we are going to cover what we're going to be doing with this. So this is old age stipple, and what it's really good for is whatever loose part of your skin.
There's a lot of them.
When you stretch it and you apply this stuff and you dry it, once it dries, you release the skin and it enhances whatever folds would happen naturally.
Just like right here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if anything, we'll probably mostly get around your eyes, through here, maybe a little bit on the corners of the mouth. Yeah. There's not going to be a lot we can do with your skin because you don't have the excess that a lot of older people would. So we're just going to try to enhance other things with colors.
Okay.
And try to cheat it as far as the look of it. So are you okay with us stretching whatever? Okay. So Kyle, you want to say anything?
I said my piece.
All right. So we shall begin. I'm actually going to have you help me out. I'm going to put your fingers on places on your skin.
Okay.
And I'll have you stretch.
Okay.
And you'll hold that. I'll apply some. And then you'll actually just hold it. I'll dry it. We may add a little bit more in certain areas, and then as soon as it's dry, we'll release, and then we'll move on. Okay?
And I'm supposed to be 20 years older, right?
Let's see here.
75?
75, 80.
Yeah.
You said like 85, 90, 95, 100. No.
300.
Yeah, 300.
That means I'd be a
Yes,
that means I'd be a
spot
vampire, and I would look young.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
so true.
when you were old.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you're kind of stuck. I think they figured that out with the interview with the vampire. Poor little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I want you to take the side here. So you're actually going to grab a little higher. So hold on. Don't stretch yet. I'll put your finger there, and just pull. Okay. And you can close your eyes because this is latex and we don't want to get that irritating feeling in your eye. Just leave it stretch. I'm going to dry it. Keep it stretched. I'm going to add a little bit more. This real quick and then we can release. Okay, you can let go. All right.
Definitely feel it.
Yeah. And if you come around here, you can see that it's added a lot more of these little fine lines through here. And compared to the other side, it's dramatic. If you have a little mirror, you can show her.
I do have a little.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and have you pull through here.
Okay.
And we'll do right in the center. So. Yep, let me position, pull, there we go. Try. All I can ask.
I was picturing this scene more like the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, as far as how we apply the makeup? Well, they had prosthetic makeup, so.
In the comedy.
Huh?
In the comedy aspect of it.
Oh.
Maybe I'll just insert that scene instead.
Yeah.
Kyle, you okay with me practicing in front of the people in my class?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Go
Okay.
ahead and let go. And so you can see it enhanced. More like folds. You can see right
Oh
there.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was want to get rid of those, but it's gonna happen.
Okay,
Let's
so
have.
now we're going to take 2 fingers and we're going to pull down. Okay. And close your eyes best you can. Just let your fingers down a little bit more. There we go. And I think we're just going to do one side of the face because that should be proof of concept for how it looks. That way we're not wasting too much material. Okay, let me.
So we have a before and after picture.
Yeah, pretty much. A little bit more, and then you can release.
Where did you study makeup, Jason?
Actually, mostly self-taught from books and videos and such, but I also took the Dick Smith makeup course. It's basically a book that's this big of everything you possibly want to know about makeup. Dick Smith was the artist who did Amadeus,
Oh, wow.
the Godfather, The Exorcist, all those films, and he essentially had put together this compiled. Go ahead and release. This compiled, thing of, all the different techniques for how to.
Can I get my eye
Oh
open?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead and open as wide as you can. There we go. You just got a few trapped in there. There we go. Okay.
I can see myself in the.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and powder so that this doesn't stick to itself so much. Okay. So,
My daughter does zombie makeup very well.
Mhm.
She's just self-taught, but looks good. I don't know about on film, but it scares people.
Did you do the zombie walk in Portland?
I think she has.
Okay, close your eyes.
You never know about her.
Okay, this is neutral set powder. This is actually what we use to make sure that the colors that we apply to the skin don't change because of the powdering. If you use like just regular baby powder, it will make it duller and more kind of gray. And so this just keeps whatever the true color of the makeup intact. Okay. There we go. All right. So we got some nice wrinkles going on there, and we're gonna.
Definitely. I got a lot of wrinkles up here too. I don't know if you want to do it.
So we're actually going to have you lift your brow,
Okay.
and we're going to enhance that. Yeah, there's a lot of areas we can play around with. So,
A lot of loose skin.
so I'll have you take your thumb and right there, and actually I'm going to move your thumb. Hold on, let me move your hand. Right there, pull it up. Okay,
Well.
and then close your eyes. Okay.
Where do you get this makeup from?
This is from a place called Costume Avenue. It's actually right over in Beaverton near
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen? I don't know if it's near the Dairy Queen, but it's over by Cedar Hills, but on the opposite side of Canyon Road.
Oh, I've seen
Is
that
it-
custom place. But Dairy
Yeah,
Queen.
it's right down the road from Black Hole Piercing, if you know that place.
Actually, it is. It's the same place.
Yeah, it's on the same road. So I'm going to actually powder this one before you release so that not so much of it sticks together. And a little bit more, and then we'll go ahead and powder it.
It's on second.
just a second. Let me powder it, and then we'll release.
Are you doing hair as well?
No, I'm not.
So Kyle, yesterday I had my hair colored, and I was telling my hairdresser what was happening, and what she said was that they'd have to bleach my hair completely blonde or white, and then put the gray on.
Well, I was actually talking with Jason earlier about
Okay,
this. We're
you
just
release?
going to try to find
A wig.
a wig.
Oh, look at that. So, you ready for this?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Isn't that awesome?
That's good.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but it's good.
So you can see how little it takes to really enhance things. So let's go ahead and I'll have you held with one hand, and then we're going to lift your skin as best we can through here. There's not going to be a lot of stretch, but we'll try.
Okay.
And then you like squint down so that you're pulling that way as well.
Okay.
And we'll try to get some of that.
Where do you want my fingers?
So actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, you're always in such a hurry to go. Okay, pull down. There we
Okay,
go.
pull down. Okay.
There we go.
I was
That
thinking
should
I
be
was
good.
doing that.
Yeah.
You told me it down, but I wasn't listening.
No, I probably said it wrong. I was thinking the correct direction, but not doing it. Okay. Let me try
Can you
that.
imagine being in a chair for 4 hours doing this kind of stuff?
Oh, I've been there. Yeah, that's where I learned this stuff. Is people do it on you. And some people have been in the makeup chair 6 and 8 hours for some makeup.
What do they do for like the Incredible Hulk?
Digital.
But like Jim Carrey and the Grinch, I mean,
Yeah,
he was in it for-
he was. They got it down to about 4.5 hours on that makeup. I found out, but when they
Per day?
yeah. So, but when they first start trying to apply it, figuring out how to do it the way they need, it took 6 hours, just to get all the greens and all the texture and everything to look just like they expected. And if you hold on, I'll powder it real quick and then you can release.
It's good for my arms.
Go ahead. Okay, you want to take a look?
Sure. Oh yeah. Good.
So it's definitely aging you fast.
It
So,
is. What about this stuff?
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Now you're gonna do this stuff.
Yep.
Do you want to do any more right here?
We might. We'll play with a few things and just see how much we need
Okay.
because we may not need too much more than this. It might just be the color that does it. So we don't want to go too crazy with this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you pull your nose to the side, and that's good enough. Okay. And let me have you pull your fingers a little closer to the end of your nose.
And like that.
Yeah, there you go. And try the best you can to breathe out of your mouth.
I can do that. I do that now. When I smile.
Me too.
And a little bit more, and then we'll release. So we probably just need one more bottle of this because it doesn't take much. Yeah. How many shoot days do you have? Just
3
two?
total.
Oh, 3? Is she there for all 3?
I don't think so.
Oh,
We haven't scheduled yet, but
okay. Yeah, if I didn't go back and get this thing, this would have taken forever.
right.
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing you live so close.
Where do you live?
Right down the road by coyotes. Yeah. Okay, you can release.
Insomnia coffee is a good place to be.
Mm-hmm. So that added a little bit, not a whole lot. So now this is going to be an interesting one. Okay, So you actually take your fingers,
Okay.
and that's how we're going to get
Get a drink of
the
water
top of
first.
your lip. Yeah. All right. We need to prep for this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. There you go. And it's funny because a little piece of latex, stuck behind on there that I didn't intend, but it doesn't look bad. It'll be a H spot. So that works. And when I put powder on the puff, I rub it in, get it evenly saturated, and I dust off the excess by just tapping it. That way I'm not putting too much on the actor, or actress in this case. You can let go. Okay. Did a little bit. It made a little bit of, vertical folds. You can kind of see it.
Yeah. You're gonna put warts on my nose too.
I don't know if you need words.
I'm not a witch.
Yeah.
Grandson might think
Yeah.
so, but
Okay. For this one, we're going to pull way back, and we're going to do the inside corner of your mouth.
like this.
Yep. Okay. And some of this stuff we can go back and add more latex if we think that will help deepen it a little bit. More. See, Kyle, you could be doing this. You don't need me.
I prefer you.
Just a second. Oh, I need a powder.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, all right.
You're aging wonderfully.
Okay. So now you're going to go like this and pull down on your chin. And we're going to move your fingers down to the edge of your chin so that, yeah. There we go. Pull in as much as you can with that lip. This one I'm just going to powder as is because I just want this subtle. Go ahead and release. I did a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So, might be one that we skip next time. So, okay. Alright, so let's see about maybe around bridge of the nose. We can pull up and then give it something right there. So just go ahead and grab right here and just pull straight up. A little bit more and then dry it release. Just a second, let me powder and then good.
That must be fun to listen to all night.
Okay, release.
I don't even hear it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She becoming Nana?
She is. She's already Nana.
Thanks.
Well, not looks wise.
But it's nice because it made this nice, really stretched
Yeah,
kind of area
yeah,
through
yeah.
here.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so we can really deepen in underneath. Yeah, and with the glasses, it'll be perfect.
But do I wear glasses too?
Yeah.
Of course.
So, let's play a little bit on the cheek, and I think that'll be good for that. Maybe we could even try stretching the neck and trying that. But
It has some around there, doesn't it?
yeah, and then we'll call it good. So,
What's the filming dates? Are the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that weekend? Or
Yeah.
okay. So it's 9th, 10th, and 11th?
10th.
Okay.
okay, so what I'm going to do is have you pull right through here. There you go. One thing that's nice about this stuff, even if it doesn't create wrinkles the way you expect, it still creates a lot of texture to the skin.
So one thing I might do is put the small vlog up there, and then either you can put it on your channel, and I can link to it, but then put the whole thing up there so people can see like the whole process.
Oh yeah. And a little bit more.
I mean, you can either give it to me or put it on your own channel, whatever you
Okay.
would like.
Is this at all how you expected?
Not really.
Is it better?
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect. I
Yeah.
kind of imagined prosthetics, so
Yeah. For that, I'd have to cast her face and sculpt them and mold them and the whole process, and it would cost you a lot more.
because this is
That's
$16.
That's a $4 bottle of stipple right there, you know. And powder,
This is what we're using.
old age stipple. It's awesome. And believe it or not, after all these years of learning about it, this is the first time I've actually gotten to use it. Yeah, but it's funny because it's one of those things you study, you know, as becoming a makeup artist and stuff. But if there's no need for it, you know, because you're doing other things, you just don't get around to it. But as long as you know the techniques as far as how to stretch the skin, how to apply it, powder it, all that kind of stuff, and let go.
Oh, a lot of that.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now, my mother died when she was 78. She didn't look quite that bad.
No. But you can see a lot of fun texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, could you see this right here? Could you make that more?
I could probably make that a little bit more. We can probably deepen it. So what I'll do is have you pull right here and right here. I will pull that out.
I think I need to look at where I'm going. Just go like this. Here and here.
Further back with this hand, right there. Okay. Try that. And one more time just to be sure, because the more you add, the more leathery the area will be. Keep on holding it. Move your fingers back here. There we go. And moving it because you got some latex on there. Go. Okay, and let go.
I don't know how to play my makeup very well, do I?
Oh man.
How's it look?
Little old lady.
Yeah.
There's definitely a big difference between the left
And
right
the eyes
side.
too. I can't open the eyes as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I have kind of full
I think
there
because
anyway.
it's stuck a little bit. Let me see if I can open that up a little bit for you. There you go. Because that was before we powdered it.
And then you're going to
Yeah, but
apply
this-
other makeup
Yeah.
over this, right?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. So as far as the look of it and the movement and the texture and everything, that should do it for what you want. And then we'll go ahead and add the color.
Wait a minute. Can you get my phone out of my purse? I'm trying to take a picture of. I want to take pictures too.
No! This is super
Red one.
secret.
Well, you know how to use it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
So this is a Ben Nye cream foundation. This is P41 Fairest. I liked it because it was a kind of a ruddy color and it didn't have any red to it. So I'll be actually adding the red in little stippling to kind of make the look of broken blood vessels and capillaries and things of that sort.
Definitely look like a person that should be put in jail.
And this is just the base. This is just going to create that overall skin tone that we're just going to start muddying up with all sorts of age spots. And it's already helping to show a lot of those wrinkles because the latex was so translucent. You know, a lot of this stuff wasn't showing up on your regular skin, but now
Oh, yeah. Definitely have a change.
turned out beautifully. Kind of like that. Cute. Okay. You can stop doing that.
Again.
You can.
After my husband sees this, he might divorce me.
He'll age also.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. Well, he's already got gray hair. I don't have much of that. Of course, I get it covered up, but still, I don't have much.
And of course, we could have done your neck, but I think we get the idea of how this is looking, so we'll just do it on the day. That way we're not wasting so much time right now.
My time's pretty free. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, my day's full of trying to figure out how to shoot my movie.
Ah. When are you shooting?
Whenever I can. Unlike everybody else, I've got pretty much open the whole term to do it. So I don't have certain limitations. Not special like that.
Kyle, how's the funding going?
Very well, actually.
Great.
Yeah, we're
Besides
almost
your
there.
family?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a very large contribution on the website.
I haven't really looked. I've done a couple of those. I mean, contributed a couple.
Not yours, but yeah.
Then I wouldn't get paid.
Yeah.
I'd be paying myself.
I'm okay with that.
You know The Tale of Delight by Ed Blott? It's about he actually went through a PTSD thing, and it's about PTSD and how to recover from it and everything. And that's going to be eventually distributed to schools and maybe, veterans places, because they go through a lot of it.
I've done more makeup in the past couple terms than I've done all the time I've been here in Oregon, so it's nice to get back to it.
Where'd you come from?
Florida.
Oh,
Yeah, did a
I have
lot
good
there.
film schools down
What
there.
if I apply that effect to it?
That's awesome. That really is. Okay, let me powder that. How are we doing for time? What time is it?
It's 10 minutes to 11.
Wow, we're doing good. You guys?
I got here from that side, I think.
Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when I use the powder to apply, I do it in kind of a rolling fashion. I don't pat it. I kind of bend it and kind of roll it across. That way, as I'm going, whatever is excess is picking it up as I'm putting it down. So that I don't have these big, huge splats of powder on there. So that is the basic skin tone right there. I'll let you get some water while I get some orange juice and we'll start coloring.
I'll get another direct shot on it. Awesome.
You know who Ted Rooney is? That's the class who was teaching the class. And he suggests, because, he's quite a character actor with his look and everything, but he suggests to me and some of the older people that you put just a natural shot, like without makeup and everything, not the glamorized photo shots in your resume, so that people can look at what's a possibility.
Yeah, it's like
for a hash slinger or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you were stripped down to
Yeah.
who you are, what could we start with? Yeah.
Well, I told the guy didn't have not to cover up my bags because that's who I am.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and, even though I wouldn't normally use like eyeshadow colors for doing this kind of makeup, I don't have a complete kit of colors. So I'm using kind of a light blue, and that's actually going to go underneath the eye and just kind of make a kind of translucent kind of area just underneath, right in between the eyelid and the bag. Huh? You don't have a bag.
Yes, I am.
Actually, I'm going to have to create one because you don't have a really enhanced hanging one.
Yeah. My husband said that one of the reasons he married me is because he liked the way my mother aged.
I guess that's a good thing.
I guess so.
Okay, and then I want to really deepen the top socket of her eye so that it looks a little deeper. So I'm going to go in with kind of a really deep purple. Let's see if I can go ahead and close your eye. And start making that a little deeper looking. Actually, I do have a kind of purplish color that I can add in there that will help with that. I've just got to go really sparing with it. So, always use the back of your hand as a palette to kind of see how the color is working. That way, you know, when you add it to the skin, you know exactly what it's going to do.
Julie, do you mind if I put these photos on
No,
Facebook?
it's fine. This is all part of it.
Just thought I'd ask. Some people might be like, no, you can't see this.
And then to make sure that it looks like it's underneath the skin, I'm going to take some of that base color and just go right over top of it just a little bit, just to kind of bury it, so that it doesn't look like the color's right on the surface of the skin.
There might be other directors that see it and think, ah, she makes a good grandma. Old lady.
Like, here's something that's really funny. In The Exorcist, the guy who played the priest, Father Marin, the actor who played him wasn't really that old, and he had significant age makeup, but of course everybody thought he was older because of how well it turned out. He missed out on a lot of roles because they thought he was just too old for it.
Oh well.
Looks like the
The other movie I'm in is I'm a therapist. I tried out for grandma, but didn't work.
oldest girl and her lady in the Golden Girls
Yeah, Sophia. Yeah,
is actually the youngest one.
Yeah,
Really?
which is funny
Yeah.
because she was shortest.
But she
And
died before everybody else, didn't she?
Estelle Getty. Getty, yeah.
But she was younger than everybody else?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They just made her out
So
to be
you can
the
see now it looks like it's underneath the skin instead of right on top.
Oh, yeah. You kind of bag, I mean, yeah, you're enhancing the bags there.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing.
and actually, as far as the bag, I'm going to come underneath here, and I'm going to create a little bit of unnatural shadow. And so it's unnatural because it's not the light creating it.
Yeah.
And so no matter what lighting you're in, it'll always be there to be more defined.
Okay.
But of course, you know, people understand it as being a bag. So, okay. So we're going to do similar stuff on top of the eye. Okay. Deepen it in. Especially up here, I want it to look really deep. In fact, I will use a very dark purple back in there just to sell that idea.
I like the fact that you're putting the process up on the web. I think that's a good idea.
Another cool thing is I have a couple of people that are wanting to learn this stuff. And so, like, I've already done a process, one where I cast somebody's face, one where I'm making a mold for a prosthetic, you know, all those sort of things, so they can actually see how I'm doing it so that they can emulate that in their own work if need be.
Well, and like this video, I'm sure it could get a lot of views. I mean, it's such a cheap way of doing it. And if anybody takes the time, they can do it themselves.
Oh yeah, you know, these aren't terribly difficult techniques. You know, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't involve a lot of materials or a lot of process, and so pretty easy to kind of figure out how to make it apply to what you're doing. And once again, I'm just trying to bury some of the color underneath just a little bit. So it's just kind of showing through.
How does this end up with the? Is there a premiere of movies or?
Yeah,
how
over
does
at
that
the
go?
Hollywood Theater,
Oh, okay.
we actually show off all our films next term.
So it'll be December 14th, I believe.
Oh, gotta put that on my calendar.
And then they...
Oh, you're not invited. I'm sorry. No. Oh, it's free to everybody. So if you want to bring friends and say, "Hey, I did that," okay. So we'll go ahead and powder that, but go ahead and take a look. You can see.
That's really good. I like this.
Isn't it fun?
Are you gonna make it
Oh,
darker?
oh, as far as the skin tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to go over it with the stipple of the red to do the broken blood vessels. Then I have to do some H spots, which will be browner.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll probably even do kind of like a translucent bruise, like, old ladies, they
Well, I fell
knock
down,
into
didn't
stuff.
I?
Yeah.
You did
Close your eyes.
that.
So that would be part of the decision is like, okay, she fell down. What is that going to end up looking
But
like?
did I fall down on purpose, Kyle?
Yeah.
It's led to believe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Keep your eyes closed.
So I can get you to get your life together.
Yeah.
Okay, get a kick out of the fact that I sell Mary Jane cookies
Yeah.
to get you get your life
Okay.
together.
Close it. Open your eyes. Okay. That's awesome. Okay.
Well, it's more their idea to sell them. You just have made them your whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, what's the big deal? They do this all the time. Bridge Club, man, they love it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm 75 years old, I'm not sure where I got the marijuana when I was 20. How long ago?
Oh,
would that
come on.
be?
When you were 20, it was probably the 70s.
60s.
Yeah, and it was like everywhere.
That'd be the 50s, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Still, it was around. Okay, so this is an open cell sponge, and what's nice about it is it's got all these little, fine cut edges, and so when we hit something with it, it just makes little dots. And because that's so harsh, I'll just go over it with my fingers, just kind of pat them down. It spreads out the color a little bit, and then it looks like broken capillaries. Plus, it makes the skin a little ruddier. Cute.
Maybe government testing.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, because it's truly been around forever. The Egyptians probably did it. I don't know if we can throw it over there, though.
Got a dirty finger.
Now you've done it.
But luckily, everything that I'm going to be putting on there will help just kind of break that up. I'm sorry, I'm tapping you.
Feels kind of good. Kind of like a face massage.
It's like Chinese water torture.
Well, maybe if you did it a long time.
Yeah. Take anything.
Where'd you get that sponge?
This is actually one you can get from like PetSmart. It's what they use for filters for fish tanks.
What radio? What kind of radio are you going to use?
I actually have it in my room. I'll show you.
I'll show you.
It's a really nice guy.
Huh?
Kyle's a really nice guy.
No, he's not. He has this all fooled. No, he's awesome.
Well, Christopher Tully recommended him to me. I wonder if he did something with him. Did you do something? Oh, great. Yeah, that's perfect. See, except that's like my grandparents. That's perfect.
Well, maybe it was
Love
handed down.
Yeah, it's definitely handed down. Yeah, love it. Does it work so you can put
Yeah.
the white nose on? Noise.
Yeah, we'll probably do that with sound
Yeah.
effects, but I mean, it does work.
I have a radio table from my grandparents. That's a Philco. We just need to get some new tubes in it, but it's a table, and you lift down the thing, and it's a radio.
Oh. Yeah, I was looking at a whole bunch of different radio. I found this at a yard sale
Perfect.
for like
Awesome.
$5.
Nice.
Great. So, how do you know Christopher Twine?
No, who?
Christopher Twine, the English actor.
Oh, probably just from various casting calls and
Meet and
whatnot.
greets and such.
Yeah.
One thing that impresses the hell out of me about Kyle is he is such a go-getter about like social networking
Oh,
and
absolutely.
getting people involved. with
Portland
stuff.
Collaborate and everything.
Yeah. We didn't have any of that. Nobody thought about doing it until he came along. He was like, "Hey, why is this going on?" I said, "Because we're cooler than that, Kyle."
This is the marketing age.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember where he put it. Was Collaborate, Film and Networking. Anyway, he'd been kind of complaining about people working for free, and said, but even with that, I want to recommend this guy.
Well, that's good. No, I mean, we definitely. I was part of that discussion, and there's definitely two sides to every coin,
absolutely.
and I mean, we're students and we're having to raise all this money on our own, so we're not always able to pay actors. Luckily enough, I am able to pay you guys, but I mean, for everybody, it's what your resources
for me,
are.
who's a beginner, I mean, to be on a set, to watch the process, to know how to be quiet, to know how to take direction, do all of that, even from, as an extra, I think it's invaluable.
So you don't know how to be quiet?
You never would have believed that, would you?
No, I had to get into movies to know how to shut up.
Actually, what I'm really learning is how to simplify, because I move around a lot.
Yeah. It's like, even just blow drying, I could tell you. And I was like, is that really bothering her that bad?
No, but I do have this little dry mouth twitch, which would probably work great for Grandma.
Okay, and just like before.
I just got water up here. Is that good?
No, that's fine. So just like before, I'm just going to carefully pat and kind of bring down the red, because if you look, it's really red right now, right? So I want to bring that underneath the skin.
Looks like something bit me.
Yeah. Now I'm just light taps just to kind of bury them.
Did you decide a weekend for that collaborate event?
No, it's kind of taken a side note on just because I have so much going on.
Of course.
Um,
Maybe just meeting for a beer some night.
yeah, it's really hard to say like how many people are actually gonna show up. I mean, that group has over 800 people in it, but I mean, people that might actually show up for meetup could be 5. So
yeah. Did you go to that Olympia thing? It's too expensive.
yeah, that's really bringing everything.
Yeah, because it's right underneath the surface.
Oh yeah.
It looks like, just the stuff that's just sticking out of your skin just a little bit because it happened underneath.
I love that video. I'd like to have it in my house. My mom used to
He'll sell it to you cheap for, what, $10?
$25. She used to have a lot of antiques when I was growing up. I hated them.
I know. Actually, what really got me interested in that kind of stuff, have you seen the show American Pickers? It's on History Channel, and it follows two guys. They, do you know what a picker is? They just go around the country and picking like all these farms, and they're finding all this cool stuff.
It's amazing
Then
what
I
people
just
hold on to it.
like you started looking at things differently, and it's
Yeah.
like stuff around my grandparents' house. I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Right.
And the hipster movement doesn't helps with all that.
Really?
All old stuff is cool again.
Oh, it is?
Hipsters.
Oh, it is?
I don't know why I just did that.
Well, you did it too?
Yeah.
It's hard to resist, right, when people are giving orders? Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to powder that, and then we're going to start adding some other colors to it.
Okay.
You really see very
Made
ruddy
updated
skin.
photo.
Yep.
Gotta get the
Smile or
process in
not?
there. It's up to you. Both sides. Okay.
Welcome home, Nana. Liking this, Kyle? Is it cool?
Yeah, it's very interesting, like seeing the process.
How long have you been in Oregon?
4 years next month.
From Montana, right?
Montana, yep.
That's where my son went to high school. University of Montana State.
I lived in the town Montana State is,
Oh.
and I went there for 2 years.
Okay. So now, let's give you some H spots. Is that all right?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So, have just kind of a lighter brown, a little bit of red to it, just a little fleshy, and just going to work them here, there, everywhere. See what works. And these, I don't have to tap them down with the other colors because these will really be prominent right on the surface of the skin.
This is fun to look in.
Yeah.
Although you've made this eye open up more than this one, it looks like to me.
But it still has a lot of texture to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Maybe I should even do my real makeup every morning.
For the right price.
That little latex booger, I can just go ahead and start adding some color to it so that it stands out a little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of stipple some color through here, just to break it up.
Do you ever watch that PBS show called Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah.
I don't have cable, so I just
It's Channel 10.
watch things on. Can you see that without cable?
Might be on Hulu. Yeah.
My grandmother watches it all the time.
I watch it occasionally. I actually went to it because I had this picture of Lincoln that was supposedly taken in Illinois before he was president. But it's a print, or I don't know. It wasn't worth a lot, I guess. I still like it.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But millions of dollars would have been nice too, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a garage sale one time, and I had this picture from my grandparents of Crater Lake in some kind of frame. And this lady left, like, laughing. And I thought, oh, it must have been worth something, maybe. Or,
Like she bought it and
yeah,
laughed laughing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the world is mine. Well, I think that it was the guitar Jimi Hendrix lit on fire. Like they sold that at a garage sale, like because the like road manager or whatever took the guitar back and like threw it in his garage, and then after he died, like it was just in the garage and nobody knew it, and then like so his like grandson found it when they were cleaning out the house and just thought it was a burn up guitar. So
The little town I grew up in. I'm not sure where the meteor hit, but he had a piece of a meteor in a can. And he was cleaning out his garage and looked at this rock and thought, that looks interesting. And so I think it was part of that Arizona meteor, the hit. So that was worth a bit.
Yeah.
Just breaking it up.
Bozeman, right? Was it
Yep.
Bozeman? I think I've been there. Montaна's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
The eastern part's a little boring.
That's true. It's like I never really thought I would miss it. It's like something you just take for granted. But it's like the thing I miss most is like all the stars. I don't miss weather at all.
But in the summertime, it was really nice and dry.
It's like 95 degrees.
Oh, really?
And fires.
So it's cold.
And then the rest of the year it's freezing and snow.
So right now, I'm just enhancing the areas that I think are the deepest folds. Just adding that little kind of brownish color to it, just so that it looks like little shadows in those areas. Especially around the nose, just want to give it more definition.
Where I broke it.
Yeah.
Did you really break it? How'd you do that?
Stupid thing. I'm not very good on horses, and I was riding a rented horse on the beach over in Manzanita. And I had my head down, I pulled up to stop, and he put his head back in my nose. And then when I was a kid, I might have broken it too. I was running to get a puck on a shuffleboard thing and ran right into a steel bar.
I broke a kid's nose playing ping pong.
Okay. Now I'm just going to use my finger to just kind of dab where I think it's a little too strong on the color, just to help break it up. If I use the sponge, then it'll probably kill it all together, and I don't want that. I just want to kind of muddle it. When we do it next time, I have to make sure that the latex is covering all the way across. If you want to turn your face that way, you can see the missing area. It gets darker with the color. So you just got to be more careful about that next time. Turn back this way.
Extra in the movie once where it was about a satanic marriage, and they cut supposedly each person's hand and they put them together. Whatever blood they were using wasn't dripping enough, so they went and got stage blood, and it was peppermint flavored. I had no idea you had. I mean, I guess for people who have to have blood in their mouth, it has to taste good.
I've had that before. I know exactly what you're talking about. So.
Well, you've seen Raging Bull.
Yeah.
Did you know they use chocolate syrup for that?
Because it's black and white, yeah.
It's black and white movie, so it's all chocolate syrup.
Perhaps that's
instead of
easier
real
to
blood.
do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they use for Psycho.
Yeah. Jinx.
Yeah.
Owe me a Coke.
Sorry.
Psycho 2. I like Psycho, but that next one really scared
There's
me.
like 4 of them. Isn't there?
Really, I don't know. The one where their mother is the frying pan. Have you guys seen Lizzie Borden?
Yes.
That one freaked me out too.
The only movie that's ever really scared me, well, there's 2. The first Paranormal Activity.
What?
Well, okay, I went into it, like, my friends took me, and I knew nothing about it. Like, I never even seen a preview. And so, like, this was before, like, the huge found footage thing. So
Right.
I'm like, is this real or not? Like, And then The Shining.
Oh yeah.
Just the twins in The Shining. Nothing else scared me, just the twins. They're not pleasant.
It's quite a journey.
So you can see this is a very, very deep shadow right now, but then I'm going to cover over it, and it'll look like it's just the shadow under the bag.
This is fun.
Jason, we should hang out every day, and you can just make me up to be different people. Like, I'll go downtown and mess with people.
That'd be awesome. I'm for it.
Like, go to class one day
Yeah.
and be disguised as someone else.
Kyle's not here, but his cousin,
Sven!
no, Martha.
You're gonna make me a woman?
Oh, I'm so happy.
You have good eyes for women.
Yeah, but I'm not built.
Now, take a look.
Not me. Yourself.
But now you can see, it's that deeper part of the bag. And then I'm going to just enhance some areas where I want it a little brighter, just kind of like highlighted areas where your bone structure sticks out the most, and just let the rest of it recede, and that should be about it. And maybe a few liver spots.
Okay.
But what are you thinking?
I like it. And then we'll get a profile from
You
each
can
side
be
so
a,
you can see the difference.
Marty Feldman.
Um,
Marty Feldman eyes, or Gene Wilder. And she have eyes like him. So
I have my mom's eyes. They're,
Give them back.
I love green.
she said I could have them.
Did she?
Yeah.
I'm not using them.
No, I look a lot like my mom. I don't feel like I look that much like my father.
I kind of look like both of my parents. Certainly have my dad's nose and chin. My kids tell me I have a hand-up chin. They can leave me around there. And I can balance spoons on my cheekbones and my chin.
I need you to hold still. I'm just lightening up her eyelid so that it pops out from that recess a little bit more. And same for underneath. Pop out. Look up. Okay. And then let me do a few other areas, some liver spots, and we should be good. This lady's been through a lot. She's had a long life.
I deliver meals on wheels, and there's one of my clients. They've been married 78 years.
Yeah, my great-grandmother passed away when she was 102.
Wow.
She didn't go to the doctor till the first time until she was 101.
So you knew her?
Huh?
You knew her?
Yeah. She just passed away 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
2
That's
years
pretty
ago.
cool.
Yeah.
I don't know either one of my great-grandmothers.
Just crazy thing of all the stuff that she's witnessed
Oh,
in her
yeah.
life.
Because the last 100 years have been amazing.
1903, I think that's when
Yeah.
she was born. So
Yeah, my grandmothers were born in 1900 and 1901. But they died much earlier than that.
yeah. Plus, she's African American, so like going through that whole
She is?
my mom's side is
Can you turn my way?
my dad's side is Aryan German. So
My great-great-grandfather
I'm
was
faded.
my great-great-grandfather was one of the people reported to have died in a concentration camp of the Watchtower. It's a joke.
That's horrible.
I know.
I had to think about it.
Yeah.
That's horrible. No, my great. Oh. Yeah, great my grandfather's grandfather
Mm-hmm.
was a slave.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
My grandfather's from Alabama, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I don't know all the details. His brother, my grandfather's brother, was working on like the whole family tree. Genealogy.
I'm mostly just European nut.
You're really old.
I know. That makes me feel good. I mean, I'm gonna live for a long time.
Yeah, but if you notice with the highlights, like her bone structure comes out, the rest of it recedes a little bit more. Let me do just some age pause next time, so that she's not so gaunt looking. I'm actually going to do a wash of a kind of a yellowish color over it, just really thin, just so she has more flesh tone come back and stuff. Because it is, well, actually, I can probably play with this a little bit. We'll see if this will help. Because we don't want her too white. This is like a goldenrod color. This should just kind of give her some color back.
There's some cover-ups with kind of that color that they recommend.
Yeah.
I don't think they look very well, but maybe I'm not putting that on there.
This isn't too bad. Yes. Yeah. This doesn't make you so near death looking now.
Well, Kyle, the genetics worked for you.
Well, thank you. I'll tell my parents. I'm sure, like everybody else, though, there's a few things that would change.
Oh, yeah. My nose.
My jaw.
I can rearrange that for you right now.
Actually, I have TMJ. Do you know what that is?
Uh-uh.
Temporomandibular joint syndrome. It's
Grinds his teeth.
basically my jaw is too big for my mouth, so it locks and pops. And so they want to do surgery where they're essentially breaking my jaw and taking out an inch, about
Oh, my goodness.
half an inch to an inch in the middle here, and then bringing it in and then wiring it shut. So my jaw would be like wired shut for a month.
Well,
And
do
I'm
you
like,
have it that bad?
I'm just like, I'll deal with the pain.
You have it that bad?
It comes and goes. Like there's times where like I wake up in the night and my jaw is like locked shut and I can't open it.
Okay. So I don't have the browns I want, so I'll just play with a couple other colors just in the meantime, and then we'll get the ones we actually need and stuff. So I know, man. Hey, you already paid for the little bit I brought and stuff, so don't freak out on me now.
I have some makeup you can use if you want.
Let's do this right.
Do you run around here?
Huh?
Do you run around here?
I do. I go to that park right down the little street, run on those trails.
I have my dog in my car, so I'm going to take her for a walk after this.
You've been sitting there patient the whole time?
Yeah, so it's not getting too hot out there.
I could have brought him in.
Yeah.
I love dogs. My roommate hates them. He's asleep, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I didn't know you had a roommate. Good thing I didn't laugh too loud.
Aha!
This definitely had a notable laugh.
Because you're still learning how to be quiet.
People who haven't seen me for 20 years know who I am. I didn't purchase Meredith as a maker.
Rocky was the first film that they ever used a Steadicam on. Because it had just been invented. And actually, when they were doing the testing for how it worked, they did a test shot of just somebody running up steps just to show how stable it was.
Uh-huh.
The director saw that, thought it was so cool, and they ended up having him do that iconic running up the stairs and jumping around with his arms in the air just based on that test.
The guy that did special effects or something like that of Avatar, and also the one about Howard Hughes, what's that one called? Aviator?
Oh, either Rick Baker or Greg Cannon, probably.
He was at the Portland Creative Conference and talked all about that. That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He said he really liked working with oh God, who's that very famous director that did Hugo?
Oh,
Scorsese.
yeah.
Scorsese. It's a cute girl. Is that your girlfriend?
I wish. It's Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I recognize her. Okay, now I'm going to just powder this stuff and we'll call it good. And of course, based on this, I'll make other decisions about colors that I need to get for it. But as far as the overall look and effect of it, it's actually pretty good. And I'm actually going to have a little spray bottle with water,
Okay.
and that'll freshen you up so you don't look so dry.
I think I should leave it on and go into my coffee shop.
It's only on half your face.
Okay,
Just
so
do everything in a profile.
you want to take another picture?
Yeah.
Did you want to put? Oh well, it's not lipstick. I already have light lips anyway, so it's
Yeah.
probably good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do both sides so you can see the...
Of course, let me zoom in so that we get a really good look at how she looks. Turned out pretty cool. And of course, we learned a lot from it. And we're going to use this as a basis for figuring out how she will actually look. But, I think this is very successful. Certainly asked the director what he thought of it.
I'm very pleased with what we've accomplished today.
And so that's your Nana?
That's my Nana.
Okay, come on, big bite.
And it's time for a sponge bath. All right, so this is Jason Coe with Kyle
Kyle
Johnson
Johnson.
and
Julie Howard.
signing off. Thanks for joining us.